What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live for Geeks and Gamers Daily. I've heard that this intro is actually worse than Black Snape, Jay.
I saw that comment.
That's what the streets say.
Well, we knew it was coming. And it's here.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll talk about it. But you're not going to believe this, Ryan.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. We're only in the month of March. And I think tomorrow I'll have more information on this. But it's only March, man. This is unexpected. But Universal Studios has already they started selling Halloween Horror Night tickets that start in August. Last weekend in August, they did that last year for Halloween Horror Nights. And what's crazy, I was on the website and I'm on hold for 32 minutes before I can order my tickets. So people are rushing to buy their Halloween Horror Night tickets. These are the prices for like single day adventure.
Well, yeah, dude. So they have like, are they selling the full package deal right now?
Everything's being sold right now. Premium, frequent fear.
So like the frequent fear plus express.
That's the ticket. That's the ticket to get.
That's the ticket. I mean, if you're going to go a couple times, that's the ticket to get. The problem is they're going to sell out of those fast.
Can you imagine us selling out in the month of March? I've never heard anything like that. That's how popular this has gotten. So, I mean, we're already talking about Halloween. They already have a commercial. They already have. It just was kind of dropped a few seconds ago. At least from what I saw, that they already want people crazy. They did have a Halloween Horror Nights panel at MegaCon, which I didn't see, which they introduced like
they did. Yeah,
I think the clowns coming back and a few others. So on what they're doing, it would be pretty awesome if they dropped a Resident Evil house. That would be pretty neat. They did something like that. It's just crazy to think like not even in April yet. And it's like Halloween's upon us. It's almost here.
It's coming quick. It's coming quickly. But yeah,
here in Florida anyway.
We also got some other Bradley Scott says it dropped a few seconds ago. I was on hold for 30 minutes.
Well, I mean, like what I'm saying is like like some of the other information. I immediately went to the website to click tickets to see what was going on. So apparently some people got through and they're taking screenshots. So I should have some stuff for tomorrow.
Yeah, and we also got some news this morning that a lot of people suspected they may have seen a hint of in the Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer. Bro, this movie's gonna make so much money.
Yeah.
But especially because they confirmed this morning. Let's rock and roll. Fox McCloud joins the Super Mario Galaxy movie only in theaters April 1st. So this comes out next week. And they've confirmed, a few days before that, yes, indeed, Fox is going to be in the movie. That's huge, dude.
The
I would
leader of
kill for a
Star
Star
Fox.
Fox movie,
Yeah.
period, to be honest.
I see like Krista tweeted Smash Bros movie next. Who knows?
I mean, that's what everyone has basically said about this universe. So we'll see.
And it'll eventually lead to that.
Well, I think it's one of the reasons that I think it's one of the reasons that people were very surprised when they announced the live action Zelda movie.
Yeah.
Because I think so many people expected them to do like an animated Zelda
put it in the
movie to
universe.
fit in within this universe, But yeah,
A Star Fox
crazy.
movie would work. I
Well,
mean,
I would love a Star Fox movie. I'd love to see Slippy the Toad get killed off, to be honest with you. But
I just hope if they do Smash Bros, they have Mr. Game and Watch. That's all.
Am I gonna get Falco in this movie too? Can I get a
Falco punch?
Not Captain Falcon. Falco. That's who I want to see.
I want Captain Falcon. If they do that.
I don't
also, I have been seeing like Brie Larson been doing some pretty positive interviews about this movie that's coming out next weekend. Actually,
y'all were too hard on her. I'm just saying. She's talking about how much she loves how like she used to just lie to everybody and say she was going on vacation, but really she'd just stay inside and watch the extended editions for Lord of the Rings.
Like yeah, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So,
well, good for her. Yeah, this is gonna jumpstart. I don't even know. Consider this a summer. Summer blockbusters don't start till May. So, could this be the biggest movie of the year as far as money making?
Could be. I mean,
between that and Spider-Man,
it's gonna be up there. Obviously, you've got you got Spider-Man, you got Doomsday later. Who knows what those are going to make? I mean, this movie to me, this movie's guaranteed billion.
Oh yeah, easy.
How much higher it goes than that, I don't know. Would the first one make 1.3?
The problem is, didn't they take it out of the theater early? They could have left it in a little bit longer.
I don't know if they took it out of the theater early, but I think this movie's gonna make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah. Now I agree. Do you think they should have left this as a surprise, or they're just like, nah, get it out there so we can get more people in the seats?
I don't know.
Think people were going regardless, like this just probably added to some excitement. So I think people were going regardless.
Yeah, there'd been there's like one shot from the trailer where a lot of people had speculated that it kind of was Fox. I don't know if you needed to do this. Is this going to get more people to go because this? I'm not sure. I'm gonna be real. Like, I think it'll probably just generate more hype. Look, it's kind of the same thing when you look at Spider-Man No Way Home. Marvel didn't officially come out and say, yes, Andrew and Toby are coming back in this movie. But they did very much intentionally leak things so that it was out there and that people knew about it. So even though they didn't make an official post on social media, Toby and Andrew are back in the Spider-Man movie, they put the message out so people knew. This is putting the message out so people knew. So
thought it was John Campia. He watermarked the picture.
Yeah. Tobey Maguire's dick. But everyone's gonna watch it anyway, so who fucking cares?
Next week. I'll be seeing it Wednesday, April 1st.
Yeah, I gotta. I was gonna pass, but now that I know that he's in it, I gotta go. I gotta go now. But yeah, big news. Movie's gonna be big. Alex Arrowcave for 5. It's Thursday daily with the S tier. The best live stream except for Wednesday. What does that mean? You crippled fuck. What does that mean? And better than that fig Jeremy. Meta PC code RK Outpost or Drunk 3PO. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Keenan for $2. Did see Cowboy Bebop episode Sympathy for the Devil? I think I have. I think that's one of the episodes that I've seen.
Keenan's next question. Not that one.
Ever score the winning point for your sports team? I mean, here or there throughout my childhood playing sports, yeah. I mean,
maybe on church softball back in the day.
Here or there. I mean, there was one time. There was one time I remember in basketball, got right before the buzzer ended. You know, I had one of those shots, which is really cool. In Little League, I don't think I've never had like a walk-off hit or something in Little League, but I've had I think we only played till 7 innings or whatever it was back then when I remember this. But I think top of the 7th, I scored the go-ahead run, and then we closed them out in the bottom. But stuff every once in a while, but nothing crazy. Master Austin with a gifted membership. Thank you, Master Austin.
Did you skip a super chat? Am I dumb? Did you get this one? Wait, hold on. Did you get this?
I haven't got to that one yet.
Oh, my bad.
I don't even see that one.
It's like right. So it's like this one, and then it's this one.
I don't see that on my list.
And then there's Dragon Dan, a new member. Then there's this one that you already read.
For some reason, I don't see those ones on mine.
Keenan says, "Do you drink Smirnoff?" That's why I was laughing. I was like, "Wait till you read the next question."
Not on the regular. I mean, the last time I drank Smirnoff was probably.
I haven't had that in.
A Smirnoff. Last time I drank a Smirnoff Ice was probably 7 or 8 years ago.
It's been a minute since I had a Smirnoff.
We went through a little phase where icing came back in my office. So we went through a little phase where you'd be getting iced for like a couple months. We did that shit,
and then
it's been a while though.
Dragon Dan becomes a member. Thank you.
Thanks, Dragon.
Dan. Ryan couldn't see that.
I'm gonna let Jay do it. He's got the better.
I switched screens.
He's got the better. I don't know. For some reason, they're not starring from me. Master Austin with a gifted membership. Thank you. Thank you, Master Austin. Dumb Old Bear for 199. 12 years of Snape. Tiggs for $2. Happy Cubby opening day. It is opening night was last night, but opening day is today. So yeah, Cubs playing the Nationals. Got a bunch of games going on, and we got Sweet 16 action tonight. So Purdue plays tonight. Big sports day. Master Austin says, "Happy opening day. Go Dodgers." Bro, fucking Dodgers, dude. Buying everybody and their mother. Talking about 12 years of Snape, 12 years of slave. The Dodgers own everybody. Chris Coran, Black Snape is really black. He's really black. Keenan for $2. Random ass questions tag. So strange. So strange. Blue Shell, member for 22 months. Save my membership message for not just the S tier duo, but the S tier team. Takes panel streams to mimic a fraction of this team's awesomeness. They keep trying.
Mimic.
They keep trying. Sir Paladin Thundercake. What's up with all these Mario movie character reveals? Tough to get excited to watch anything anymore when there's no surprises. Well, look, considering that was tweeted 2 hours ago and it has 126,000 likes, I think it actually did excite a lot of people. So, I don't know. Look, this is the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I'm not expecting some type of some type of incredible storytelling masterpiece, because I've already seen the first one, which I thought was okay. But obviously, this type of stuff gets people to the theaters. So I don't know. Andre CR, speaking of anime, Ryan, have you watched Attack on Titan yet? No. I have no interest in a bunch of big naked dudes running around. Sounds like a Beardo anime. Kratos Snapos for 2 says Crucio. Thank you. McDonald's announced K-pop Demon Hunter meals. Only 8 months too late, or whatever the fuck.
I know, it's a little late.
Amazing.
Mako Gray hasn't seen that yet. So
what?
I said you haven't seen that yet.
I don't intend to. I don't intend to. Mako Gray Cat for 2. Jay, that's Chopper from One Piece in my avatar. Did you ever watch One Piece season 2?
I haven't finished.
Wow.
I will finish, but I only got up to episode 4. The MegaCon kind of crushed me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ryan's 3-liter bottle says Perry Chan the GOAT. That looks obnoxious.
What are you? Is that the Crown Royal?
Yeah.
Yo, that's pretty funny. Yeah, Perry Chan, man.
And we might play a little bit of the Perry Chan. We don't want to get banned like Jay, okay, for shooting guns.
Yeah.
But we might play a little bit of that Black Snape video. On Black Snape. Matt Stranger, Snape looks like Timu Blade. Go Phillies. Hail Ryan J in the chat.
Hey, what's up?
Jason Nelson produced. Shout out to the Wednesday crew and Beardo reaching 10K subs.
Shout out.
Shout out. That's awesome. David Smart Jr. for 2 just spent $85 for the Mario Galaxy. Fuck my life. Are you taking a bunch of people or something? $85. That's a lot. Do you believe there's a group of people who come together and ask how do we destroy childhoods because Colbert on Tolkien? Come the fuck on.
Oh man, that was a crazy announcement.
We will talk about that a little bit later, but we have to get to Black Snape, Jay. We got to get to Black Snape.
That's all I saw on my timeline.
Real quick, Ronan for $1 on Rumble says, where can I get one of those orange Ryan shirts seen at MegaCon? I want to show some love to my favorite ginger too. Look, Chris Curran is the one who made those shirts. I have no idea where he got them. I have no intention of ever seeing them again. But it was all Chris Curran. All Chris Curran. Jay, yesterday we got a big trailer for the Harry Potter series. And over, a few days before that, we started hearing rumors that the first teaser was going to come out. I'm going to be real. I wasn't expecting a 2-minute trailer. I wasn't expecting to see nearly as much as we saw. And I also wasn't expecting a Christmas 2026 debut for this. I thought this was going to be in 2027 for sure. I'm surprised we got so much in this first trailer, period. And there is a lot, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about within the trailer, but the one thing that caught people's attention was Black Snape. This is not an AI picture. This is not a picture from like a new Blade movie. This is not a picture from fucking a Twilight movie. This is Snape. Zippered up Snape, by the way, who is black and has dreads. I don't know how you can see it and just not fucking laugh.
Yeah, I mean, it really really goes well with the description in the book, doesn't it?
Right. Everybody's memeing on this thing right now. I mean, it's like fucking welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
That was the funniest one, I think. That made me laugh. I think I sent that to you. But yeah, it's all over the timeline. People using Grok to make little movies of him with a gun instead of a wand and stuff like that.
And when you look at the reaction so far, look, it's not close to getting ratioed or anything, but 186,000 likes to 73,000 dislikes. That is a hefty amount of dislikes on this trailer. And I'm just being honest. I think there is some criticism for maybe the tone a little bit and stuff like that. And we'll talk about it. But the basically all of the dislike for the most part is about Black Snape. And you didn't need to do this. You didn't have to do this. You've done this to yourselves. From the moment it was announced, you knew it was going to be massively unpopular, and you went ahead with it anyway. But let's watch the trailer.
I told you. You are a normal boy. And you're going to start acting like one. You think you're something special? There is nothing special about you.
Now, you are getting some stuff that we haven't got to see in the movies. You know, this scene with Harry and Aunt Petunia like cutting his hair because she's so frustrated with it. Him getting, chased around and bullied in school by Dudley and his friends, things like this. I will say, this is Uncle Vernon. This motherfucker needs to be so fat. Why does he look like this? He needs to be fat. Give me fat Uncle Vernon. This is bullshit. Just want to say it.
About you.
I've always wanted to know about my parents.
Your parents were the kindest, bravest people I ever met. They were funny and clever, and they stood up for what they believed was right.
Your parents were the kindest, bravest people I ever met. Fast forward to season 5 when Harry witnesses his father hanging a black man from under a tree. Can't wait for that. So I think that Nick Frost looks fine as Hagrid, and they've got like obviously the size. He's huge, sitting in that car. He looks massive. I don't like his voice. I'm not a big fan of his Hagrid voice.
It is interesting that they, for the most part, they want to try to get some things as accurate as they can in the book, and others they're just like, you have free liberties to do whatever you want.
That's one of the frustrating parts, actually, because they are going to be including so many things that we didn't get to see in the movie, and there does seem to be some attention to detail on some of the stuff, yet it makes the Black Snape thing so much worse because it's such an intentional decision.
Yeah.
The next time I see you will be in Hogwarts.
Mr. Potter, I think we can expect great things from you. Let's see who you are.
No, look. There's another image of Dumbledore out there that actually looks very, very good. I think this is whatever he looks. He looks like he's trying to explain why they found a bunch of tunnels under Hogwarts right here. I'm not gonna lie. There's another image. This one right here, actually, that I think he looks fucking awesome. That they've released. I think that looks really, really good as Dumbledore. But dude, the Snape moment.
It's kind of funny.
Bro. Let me go right.
It just looks so out of place. Just completely out of place. Everything else just kind of looks like a remake of the movies.
Some people are saying, why does it look so similar to the movies? Here's my thing. The parts that the movies nailed that are straight out of the book, it should look like that, right?
Correct. Correct.
It should look like that for some of these things. We should see so many similarities because for some of the things that they did with the movies, they did take right out of the books, especially with those first couple movies. So should be seeing similarities. It should look like that for the things that they got right.
Was there some parts of the movie that you didn't like at all that they took a little too much liberty in, or they pretty much covered the bases for what they were trying to do?
I think as you go further on with the books, as the books get bigger, they're kind of forced to pick and choose the things they
Right.
have in and the things they leave out. And some some character moments get combined with other ones, and some people have a little bit different things to do. I think one of the biggest sins of the movies in general is leaving out so many of Ron's good moments and giving some of those good moments to Hermione. I think Ron gets done really dirty in the movies overall, but there's just so much we missed out on in terms of the plot. And for some of these books, when you get to Goblet and Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince, because there's so much and it gets so complicated and it builds on so much, when you have to take those movies and shorten them down to 2 hours, you're going to miss out on things.
Right.
And that, in an ideal world, is what this series should be able to give us. It should be able to do all of that stuff. Now, they're also adding things. We're talking about getting home scenes with Hermione and Draco and getting extra scenes with Dumbledore. We're going to get pensive flashback sequences, which I don't like that, because part of the magic of Harry Potter and what makes it a compelling story from beginning to end, and also book to book, is the mystery element, the not knowing everything, the not having everything revealed, not having all the information other than what Harry knows in these specific moments. The idea that we're going to get to see the Burrow in the first season of this, Ron's home life, I don't like that, because what that's going to do is in season 2, in book 2, when Harry goes to the Burrow for the first time, and you just get this incredible sense of wonderment from Harry while he's experiencing it for the first time, we will have already seen that.
Yes.
I don't like those additions. There's enough in the book. You don't need to make these additions. But this is the dumbest fucking decision they can make with Black Snape.
Yeah, it gets so out of place.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying you're right. It looks so out of place. And I do hate the fact that Hollywood loves to do that, is erase the mystery aspect of some of the storytelling that we love, that caused like certain fandoms to like have debates and talks and things like that. And they're just like, well, we're just going to write the origin story so you know exactly what happened. It's like they don't need to do that. You're absolutely correct.
Are you really Harry Potter?
I don't love that it ends on that. But I'm surprised it's going to be Christmas 2026. Look, I think some things look good in it.
Yeah.
It is a difficult thing to do, considering this movie series, which was quite an accomplishment and achievement, taking a beloved book series, turning it into 8 movies within 10 years, and for basically all of them to be pretty well received, and for people to be very attached to the portrayals of those characters, to turn around this quickly and tell people, this is Harry, this is Ron, this is Dumbledore, this is McGonagall. No one believes this is Snape. This is Hagrid. It's tough for people to see that and not immediately think about how they felt about those other characters. When you don't have the John Williams music, it feels
correct.
Different. I don't love the tone and how dark it is. What I mean by that is just like the grading. Those first couple Harry Potter movies were very bright and colorful. Now, they made decisions to get a little more gray and sepia tone, even with some of them down the stretch. Those books get a little more gray and dark in general. But for the opening for us to see, it just does seem like it's a rather colorless palette, like we see from a lot of stuff out there. I don't love that. The trailer seems to be missing a little bit of the sense of whimsy and wonder that we want to feel for these first couple movies, specifically as Harry's discovering this world. And
no, I agree. That's the beauty of like you said, the first, they were a little more lighthearted than as the series stretched on. So it's like experiencing the first time he he walked into the school, went through the town, discovered how to pick a wand, all that stuff like through his eyes was really neat. So all that stuff was really cool. And now
Bro, this looks fucking ridiculous. Here's the problem. Even if you don't love some of the casting choices for some of these other characters, you can look at Nick Frost and be like, oh, he's Hagrid. You can look at Janet McTeer and be like, oh, that's McGonagall. You can look at John Lithgow and be like, okay, that's Dumbledore.
Yeah.
There is no way in a vacuum that you could show this to any fan of Harry Potter that's out there, for anybody that had watched the movies or read the books or anything, and be like, tell me who this is. They would have no fucking idea. But it's Snape. And
it's a guy that broke out of
it's going to have ramifications on the story. It's going to have ramifications on how these interactions are looked at. I don't think it'll be as big early on as it will be later when a story gets more complicated and Snape gets more complex and complicated. For right now, it's just going to be jokes and memes about how the one fucking black teacher at Hogwarts Harry thinks is up to no good. You know what I mean? That will be most of the memes from the first season.
Oh, easy. I mean, this is they're doing 10 seasons, right? Roughly?
No.
Okay. Well, that's why I asked.
Why would they do 10 seasons? So it is supposed to be about a decade of time, but there's 7 books. Could they split one of those into 2 seasons? Because they split the last one into 2 seasons like they did for the movie? Maybe. But I think you could just do a longer season, right? But 7 seasons for sure, if everything goes to plan. Look, despite my complaints about this, especially Snape, I think that when this debuts, it is going to be the biggest fucking streaming thing we may have ever seen. I really do. Despite my concerns and the things that I don't necessarily love about the trailer, I think the trailer's fine. I really do. For the most part, I have nitpicks. I wish it was a little bit different tone. I don't like the music as much as John Williams. Most of that is me comparing it to the movies. That's what I think. I have bigger concerns about the overall narrative surrounding the things that they're adding to this show, and of course, this Black Snape bullshit.
I never was a really big Harry Potter person, so I guess we'll see. Yeah, you're probably right. It could be the biggest. I think a lot of people will watch it out of curiosity. Some people will watch it just out of like you said, memes.
But at least we get this.
Yeah.
I'm Black Snape. Yeah, I'm Black Snape.
All right, we'll skip over the gun part, Perry.
Black skin, walk the hall, they whispering. Cauldron bubble, I'm different. Dark eyes don't flinch, just glimmering. House points, man, miss me. Came from pain, they history. Same blood, they fear, they diss me. But they copy my brew, still sip me. Side eye from the portraits. Cold stone, but my soul scorched. They ain't teach where I'm from, had to learn from the alleys and the torch. Half prince in the world that hate. Half rage in the narrow gate. Half hood in the castle gate. Homie, never run from flags.
I'm black,
funny, dude.
Bro.
In the classroom.
This thing's got 1 million views already, so there you go. At least we get memes like this. The memes have been out of this world on Twitter. And despite anything else about the trailer, what is dominated is the Black Snape stuff.
Yeah.
It is overwhelmingly negative.
Yes.
It just is. It is overwhelmingly negative. And it's not a surprise. Look, there's a reason. There is a reason that we saw over the past week, we saw Papa Sidu doing interviews where he talked about all the abuse he's getting and the death threats and stuff like this, because they knew they were going to release this trailer. They wanted to fucking preempt it. They wanted to try to limit some of the negativity because people might be afraid of this or that. Look, death threats aren't okay, right? Somebody shouldn't be getting death threats because they take a role in a movie or a television show, or because of their opinion on a movie or a television show. But in the age of the internet, with the amount of anonymous people who think you can just say whatever you want, it's a reality. It's a reality for me that when I criticize them casting Black Snape and how ridiculous it is, I'm going to have black people in my Instagram threatening to kill me. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it okay that he's had to go through that. But it also is just part of the internet. You can say you like waffles better than pancakes, and there will be people that threaten to kill you. This is the world that we fucking live in. So for them to go out there and push him out there to make sure he tries to victimize himself to try to prevent some of the backlash. They know that that it was going to be incredibly unpopular, and they fucking did it anyway.
I think that article that you just posted, didn't that come out yesterday, or was that later?
It came out like Friday or Saturday or something.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like they wanted to get that out quickly, just to maybe just to, I don't know. They thought it might help ease tensions. Or like, oh man, he's getting death threats, so that's terrible. Like, let's support this. The thing is, we've seen that type of like press happen, like even in Star Wars, man, with Reva and in the Acolyte, the lead people would come out and be like, oh yeah, like they're sending me death threats and they want to kill me and everything just because I played a role. It seems like it's just right on cue for the media to put that stuff out there to try to, I don't know what they're like, just to show like maybe we should support this because they shouldn't be going through that. But Ryan is correct. Last week, G&G did an article on the freaking Transformers. They used my video and my quotes from my video in that article. And yeah, there was people that are quote tweeting are like, we want to kill this person. I'm like, holy crap, man, over a comic book series. So it happens. Anytime you put your opinion out there on the internet, there are people that will say stuff that, and Ryan's right. Does it make it right? Of course not. But after a while, you're just kind of like, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. So if they didn't expect this to happen, they're lying to themselves because they knew exactly that all that stuff was going to happen. They knew.
And they're going to be dealing with it for a decade. And I genuinely think if Black Snape isn't in this trailer, the trailer like to dislike is much more overwhelmingly positive. You've set yourself with a really tall task because people love the movies. They just do. People love the books and people love the movies. And they still think of those characters as those characters. And they cast some great actors and actresses for some of these roles. You know what I mean? And to see anybody replace them, it's going to be difficult and it's not going to feel the same and you're going to be resistant to it. So you're already in a tough spot. You make that spot much more incredibly difficult when you do something as disgustingly disingenuous as pretending like Papa Esito is just the best person for the role. It's bullshit. It's just straight up bullshit.
And they should have known like how passionate Harry Potter fans are. Like even at like Universal Studios in the middle of July, people spend thousands of dollars to come and they spend all day in that little Harry Potter section wearing them hot robes just so they could like play with their wand on the little interactive stuff and just be in that world. That is the most crowded area of all of Universal Island of Adventure at any given day. The rest of the park could be empty, but everybody's in their robes, man, like getting their stuff. They're buying their chocolate frogs and everything else. It's just, and then same thing on the other side. The Diagon Alley is just as crazy. So that fan base is very, very passionate.
No doubt. Spider Unlimited for 5. Will Snape now wave his wand and the next thing you know, your wallet has disappeared? Wild Man for 2. What's up, my Snape? What's up, Wild Man? Grizzly Nightmare. So Ryan's excited to see an anthropomorphic fox. Hey, I love Star Fox games. I do. Tanner for 199. Shout out to the Grouch and the Giggler. What up, my Giggler? Callum for 5. I really hope Harry's dad in a flashback will bully Black Snape into swimming. I really do. Wild Man for 5. A group of future scientists, Snape's robbed the Nike outlet down the street from me.
Yeah, well, that's messed up. That's funny.
Andre, have you seen the AI videos of Snape flying on a broom and shooting people in the street? Fucking funny.
That's Perry
We skipped
Chan.
over some of those because look, Jay's had some bad luck showing firearms on YouTube lately, so we skipped over a couple of those live streaming. But yes, I've seen them. Uziel Nap for 5. Wonder Man officially renewed for season 2. What are they thinking? All this bullshit's just making me miss a Night of the Seven Kingdoms even more. Yeah, like, so Wonder Man did get renewed for season 2, despite the fact that it is the lowest viewed thing that Marvel's ever had. I also think it is probably the cheapest thing they've ever made. Like, it can't be expensive to make Wonder Man because it's not a superhero show. It's a show about Hollywood. And most of it just takes place on in random houses or in back lots and studios they already own. So maybe that's why it was obviously well received in general. I thought it was rather boring and inconsequential. I can't say I'm excited for a season 2. Big Papa for 5. I don't know about you guys, but did Hogwarts look like a giant treehouse rather than a castle? I don't feel like we got a really great shot of Hogwarts. I don't think we got a great shot of it. So I did like that we got a lot of in-class stuff in those things. Like we saw herbology, we saw other classes like where they're at, and I do think you're going to get a lot more classroom sequences from the books, which is good. We'll see. Everything seems so dark. And yeah, you're in Hogwarts. Everything's lit by candles. I get it, but it needs to feel a little bit brighter. I think it needs to feel a little bit brighter because of the excitement you're supposed to feel about being in this world and the whimsy and the wonder and the idea that Harry Potter, who has lived his entire miserable life the way he had with the Dursleys, exposed to this new world, it needs to feel, for lack of a better term, magical in a really positive way. And there are moments where you can have dark elements, down there in the dungeons with Snape, it should be dark, no pun intended. But for a lot of the other stuff, it needs to feel a little bit more fun and vibrant, I think. Who knows what the actual series will be like. Uziel Nap says, Rabbi Dumbledore. I know he's wearing your hat. Uziel Nap, Dumbledore's wearing your hat in that scene. Crisp Crack Attack for 10. Was really great meeting you guys in Orlando. I was the crippled cracker in the Sandberg Cubs shirt. Oh, I remember you. Stood out 100%. What's up, Crip Crack Attack? If you like Cuban cigars, next time I'll bring you a Cohiba. I like all cigars, especially Cubans. I'm sad that our man Stormbreaker, that I didn't get to smoke cigars with him because I got too busy. But yeah. Shout out, man. That was an awesome jersey, by the way. Blood Bucket. Correct me if I'm wrong, but even in the book, isn't herbology a second-year course? Was bothering me when I saw the trailer. Nah. Start herbology right away. Now, we get a lot of herbology because, again, you remember at the end when they have to go through the stuff, you have Devil's Snare. The only reason that Hermione knows about Devil's Snare is because of herbology class with Professor Sprout and all these things. So herbology but it's more present in the second book because of the basilisk petrifying people, and they need the why can't I even fucking think? The mandrakes. They need the mandrakes. That's why herbology is a bigger theme in the second book. Rye the Guy for 5. Snape Dog, the Half-Blood Prince of Bel-Air. Callum, they should have shown the baby dragon and the giant dog. Obviously, this is going to be an 8-hour series, and we just saw 2 minutes of it. So, Tobias for 10. The darker, more shadowed tone should only be at the beginning to show how bad his life was with the Dursleys, slowly brighten the colors into vivid colors as you find out about the Wizarding World. I think the music is giving you that vibe a little bit, but the visuals aren't. So I agree, Tobias. Good old lady for later when you research it. 2 court cases, meta. Okay. Thank you. First it was them rangs. Now it's Black Snape. Best part of destroying my favorite IPs. Glosser for 5. Not sure what I hate more, Black Snape or the piece of shit falling on the sword, literally tripping over themselves defending it. I despise these people. And then Glosser says, they keep saying it doesn't matter. First, it absolutely matters. It's going to change several dynamics. Second, if it doesn't matter, why change it?
I think the biggest dynamic you were talking about is that he gets bullied, right?
And he's poor. He gets bullied by the Marauders.
Yeah. So you think
he's also simping over a white woman?
Do you think they'll change it and add race to the bully or the color of his skin?
So look, in the wizarding world, there is bigotry and has nothing to do with race. It's all about
Muggles.
It's about Muggle-borns versus purebloods. It's about wizards versus the other species and stuff like that. And in that way, you can make stories that truly are and feel timeless, right? As opposed to, oh, well, Kingsley gets discriminated because he's fucking black and he doesn't move up quickly at the Ministry of Magic because he's black. Like, none of that shit is present at all. But when you introduce it on screen, it is going to be impossible to get away from a scene in which a couple white boys bully the black boy at school and hang him by his ankles underneath a tree. It's going to be impossible to get away from that. Even if they're not trying to put it into the messaging specifically, it is going to be impossible to see that and not have people talking about it. So, which makes you wonder, are they going to try to change the dynamic? Maybe we should race swap Sirius Black too, so that it doesn't look like James Potter and a bunch of white kids are bullying the black kid. Maybe if we made one of them black, then we wouldn't have this problem. These are the types of things you will then talk yourself into and convince you. Or maybe we'll change the way that Snape is. We won't have Snape do as many nasty, terrible, awful things as he actually does in the book because he's black. This is the problem you run into when you start doing this bullshit. Is DEI casting designed to set actors up to fail and become memes? Because they cannot be this stupid if they're just going to be tokens. And then Callum says, yes, I made you laugh. I almost cracked a smile.
Almost.
Tobias for 10. Ryan, which title do you think was better, Star Fox 64 or Star Fox Lylat Wars? Not really sure why they changed the name for the US release, and now I wonder if Mario 64 had a different title. They changed it. Star Fox 64 is one of my favorite games from my childhood period. So I just call it Star Fox 64. Mike Steele, what's up, my slithers? Big Papa. Sorry, I meant the scenes we saw inside of Hogwarts look like a treehouse. From some of them, maybe. Interestingly, one of the Hogwarts emblem that I saw some of them wearing almost looked like it was a tree in some ways. Maybe there's something to that. Cole Hauser, I got called out once for not liking Good Burger. Well, first of all, the original Good Burger is a fucking classic.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
The second one sucks.
Never saw it.
The new one they came out with recently. It sucks. David Smart Jr., let's go Yankees. It's the only thing we have left. Captain Penguin. Hi, y'all. Couldn't go to MegaCon, but I really want to meet everyone. Also, Cole Hauser's really cool. Would like to meet him someday. Look at that, Cole Hauser. You're really cool. Jack Davies for 20 pounds. Doesn't say a damn thing.
Nothing.
I can only assume that means he agrees with everything we've said, Jay.
I agree.
Thank you, Jack Davies. Cole Rodriguez. It's cool that Professor Snape holds his wand sideways. Bro, look at that shirt. See that shirt in the profile picture? Some
on
little
the first
fat,
date, huh?
Some little fat kid. This is I fuck on the first date.
On the first date.
Tiggs, Ryan, would you say that there is an idea of a Ryan Kinnell? I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
Some people have an idea of Ryan Kinnell. Most of them are wrong. But yeah.
He did say most.
Even people who think they know me.
Yeah.
TGV Monster. Hogwarts Park is always full, but how's Galaxy's Edge doing these days? I'm curious.
Over the Disney parks overall are pretty packed over spring break. So you got to walk through Galaxy's Edge to get to to do the full circle, at least here in Orlando. So there's people there.
Captain Penguin, Ryan, favorite Star Wars game, and Jay, do you have a PO box?
I had one. I have to get another one because I moved recently, so I got to move the PO box over. But eventually, I'll take my behind down to the UPS store and get it hooked up.
I have a lot of Star Wars games I love. One of my favorites would be Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. That's one of my favorites. I like Jedi Academy as well. KOTOR 2. Bounty Hunter. It's pretty fucking good. Some of the classics were like the flight simulator games that I played when I was younger.
TIE Simulator was great.
TIE Fighter, X-Wing, X-Wing vs. TIE, X-Wing Alliance, all that shit.
I love Battlefront 2. Might have been one of my all-time favorites.
Battlefront 2 is awesome.
Yeah.
0 for 5. Hey, Lily, they be calling you Moni Myrtle after I slither in your chamber of secrets, bitch. Black Snape. I'm Black Snape. I'm Black Snape. Derek PG Beller for $1. I'm currently struggling with post-viral fatigue. It's pretty bad, but not as bad as tripping poo for all the world to see.
Hey.
B. Barrett for 2. Wouldn't it make more sense to race swap Voldemort? His father runs out on his mom while still pregnant. It's true, but if you do read between the lines, it seems like Snape's father is like kind of a terrible person and may even beat his mother. So yeah, might work out that way as well. But that wasn't the only Warner Brothers fantasy series that a lot of people heard some bad news from yesterday, Jay.
This is wild.
We have more. Because I'm not going to lie, Jay. When I saw the headlines for this, when I saw, discussing film, tweeting it and things, I swear I checked it 5 or 6 times because I thought it had to be a parody account. I thought it had to be fake. I couldn't imagine it was real. Maybe it was an early April Fool's thing, but no, unfortunately, this is real. New Lord of the Rings movie from Stephen Colbert and his son in development at Warner Brothers. Stephen Colbert to write new Lord of the Rings movie. Warner Brothers hands Middle Earth to fired political late night host. What do you think about this, Jay?
I agree with you. When I first saw this, I was like, there's no freaking way of all people. And then, I believe Peter Jackson came out and did a video about
We'll watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, there's no way this can be real. I don't why? Why do this? Why him? Why did they reach out to him for some reason?
Well, look, Stephen Colbert is a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I'm not going to dispute that. I'm not going to pretend like he's not. He's talked about it for years. I don't think that makes you qualified to write a screenplay for it with your kid who's also done nothing.
Yeah.
And I think The Hunt for Gollum is kind of a bad idea. The idea that we're taking a couple paragraphs out of the book effectively and making it into a massive movie. I have concerns about that. You are taking things that they weren't able to do in the movie and you're viewing it in a different light. Here's the synopsis. 14 years after the passing of Frodo, interesting terminology, Sam, Merry, and Pippin set out to retrace the first steps of their adventure. Meanwhile, Sam's daughter Eleanor has discovered a long-buried secret and is determined to uncover why the War of the Ring was nearly lost before it even began. Colbert is co-writing the script with his son, Peter McGee, and franchise veteran Philippa Boyens. Bro, I just let's watch this announcement, Jay. You wanted to see the announcement from Peter Jackson? We have it here. You are taking basically a couple chapters from the book that they very much skipped over in the movies.
Yes.
And they shortened the timeline up, which I think makes sense for the movie for them to do that. I think it works fine in the movie, but people know that was skipped over in the movies. Now you're going to do something that takes place after all this, but you're doing flashbacks about what they did during this time. Are you going to de-age these guys? Are you going to recast these guys? I don't fucking know, dude. But here it is.
That we're working with. And you can see for yourself. Hang on. There we go. Hello.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, Stephen. Hi. How are you?
How are you doing?
Good. I like all your Tolkien stuff on the wall there. That's that's.
Oh, thanks. This is just part of the collection.
So I was just explaining to the folks about.
Just happened to be sitting in the right spot with all my nerd stuff in the back.
Yeah.
Announcement.
With makeup.
I am not going to dispute that Colbert is a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I'm not going to pretend that he's not. But I have way more concerns about Stephen Colbert being involved in writing a fucking project based on the way Stephen Colbert has behaved and acted over these past several years.
Yeah,
he's a failed late night comedy host now because he can't get away from all the political shit. Why should I believe it? They're even going to joke about how he's not going to be doing late night anymore and joke about him getting fired effectively in this interview. How am I supposed to believe that that's not going to get into this?
God.
The next Tolkien movie after Hunt for Gollum, and the fact that we've partnered up with you to develop the script. So,
yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. Should I tell people what the story is?
As much as you want. Yep.
I will, as much as I can. You know what the books mean to me and what your films mean to me. But the thing I found myself reading over and over again were the 6 chapters early on in the Fellowship that y'all never developed into the first movie back in the day. It's basically the chapter is Three's Company through Fog on the Barrow Downs. And I thought, oh, wait, maybe that could be its own story that could fit into the larger story. Could we make something that was completely faithful to the books while also being completely faithful to the movies that you guys had already made? And I started talking it over with my son, Peter, who's also a screenwriter, and how we thought would work, especially as a framing device for that story. And it took me a few years to scrape my courage into a pile to give you a call. But about 2 years ago, I did. You liked it enough to talk to me about it. And ever since then, the two of us have been working with the brilliant Philippa Boyens on how to develop this story. And we recently took it to Richard Brenner at New Line and Pam Abdy and Mike DeLuca at Warner Brothers. And I could not be happier to say that they loved it. And so that's what we're going to be working on.
Fantastic. Now, are you sure you've got the time, though? Because,
that I did not think I would have the time. As much as I love it, I knew I couldn't do that and do the show at the same time. But it turns out I'm going to be free starting this summer.
Isn't that fortunate?
Isn't that a you catastrophe right there? So if you'll excuse me, I've got to finish a television show and I've got to write a movie script, but I will see you all higher.
Please correct me.
Hey, I didn't think I was going to be able to do this, but hey, I got fired. I got fired from my job by Paramount. They canceled my show. So now I have time on my hands. So now I'm going to go over to the company that Paramount is buying in Warner Brothers. And I'm going to get started making this fucking movie before Paramount comes and buys them. I think this is a terrible idea. I think The Hunt for Gollum is not a great idea. And you are trying to squeeze and wring everything you can out of this. And I get it. It's a popular IP. But what they're doing and involving Stephen Colbert and his son, who's a screenwriter who hasn't done anything apparently, but he's a screenwriter, whatever that means. I don't think that you could have a worse announcement than this. It just seems so stupid.
I couldn't agree more. And like I said, I was like, correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't believe there is an IP franchise that had a successful trilogy where you kept squeezing that lemon to make more lemonade, that it was popular or loved after that. I'm trying to think. Indiana Jones went way too long. 6 movies after Star Wars, too much. Lord of the Rings could be arguably the greatest trilogy ever made. and even The Hobbit, which did have a lot of, wasn't really as popular as the original. I just, I don't know, man. Like, you're right. This is a terrible idea. I agree. I don't think The Hunt for Gollum. I think it's just kind of like, we got this awesome trilogy that people love and rewatch over and over and over again. Maybe just leave it alone for a while.
Well, if the options are let Stephen Colbert and his son make a Lord of the Rings movie based off a fucking couple chapters in the book where you're going to be de-aging or doing flashbacks or whatever and adding all this crazy shit into it, or doing nothing, I think doing nothing's the better fucking option.
Agreed. I just don't see, like, when they keep going back to these successful IPs to try to make more story, like that it never ends well. And it seems like they end up hurting or ruining things that we love.
But the shocking part to me, that Gary was a massive fan of this announcement. You know, I thought Gary was going to hate it, but he was actually all for it. I saw him reacting to it the other day. And
interesting.
Yeah,
well,
he was very excited about it.
To each their own.
He was very excited about it. Your average Patriot nerd for 5 says, it was cool meeting you, Ryan. Sorry I missed you, Jay. Couldn't stay that late on Saturday. Hail.
I didn't make it at all Saturday, unfortunately. So
good thing you didn't stay late. Jay just didn't show.
Yeah.
Not important enough.
No.
Callum Lyle for 5. But like I said, do you think there are people who want to destroy childhoods? I do.
Yeah, they want to recreate in what they think it should be, not what it was.
I think there's a lot of people who think that they need to fix these IPs.
Yeah, fix. Exactly. That's what I meant. It's like, this is how
I don't
it should
think it's.
be.
I don't think it's totally about. Is there some people that probably get after that? Yeah, probably. I think for the most part, it's not necessarily we're trying to destroy people's childhoods. It's more. It's more. We think that this is outdated and we need to change some things.
Yes.
We think it's problematic that so many people love it like this. So we're going to change things so it's not as problematic in our view so that people now love this thing. I think that's kind of more of the attitude for the most part. For the most part. Meat Slave for 7. It's going to be real awkward watching all the Papa Snape merch sitting on the shelves, but they'll give him several Emmys to make up for it. Maybe
they'll have a meet and greet at Harry Potter World.
Alucard for 2. Lord of the Rings, The Return of the Orange Man. Alucard for another 2. Lord of the Rings, The Trump Towers. The Trillist for 5. I heard James Potter has a Confederate flag on his broomstick, just like the General Lee. Bro, that'd be great. Like a flashback to James Potter playing Quidditch. He's got a little button on his fucking clean sweep 730 that's like do 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 do. Be good with that. Tobias, could it really be worse than Gollum Game or Black Aragorn? I'd like to see more of Shadow of games become canon than anything else so far. I don't know. Bungles Twanger for 2. The bad guy in Colbert's movie will be orange. It'll be like an orange. It'll be an orange fork. But Jay, all that being said, we went a couple minutes over, but I think we're done.
Look at that. Tonight on Geeks and Gamers Play, that they're doing a gaming stream with everyone.
Are they?
They canceled last night and moved it to tonight. So far, unless they don't have enough players, but I think
we'll go check out Geeks and Gamers.
That's what's happening later tonight.
You got anything going on?
I might be doing a stream with a few people to go over Project Hail Mary. So I got to see it yesterday, and I loved it.
Nice.
So
good.
I really loved it, and I was gonna do one eventually, but I believe Friday I'll be traveling, so we might be doing it tonight with those that have seen this spoiler stream, whatever. But yeah, it was really good. It was really good.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. What I normally do, I guess. That's about it. Nothing special. So thank you guys for joining us today. And by the way, Jeremy is live. I guess we could fucking raid him. He tried streaming over us, but as it turns out, we had more viewers than he did. So
look at that.
Get fucked.
The
How about
tide is
that?
turning.
How about that? Motherfucker. Trump cabinet meeting. Whatever the fuck. Yeah, we'll raid him. He needs the help. He needs the viewership since we were beating his ass the entire fucking day. So if you guys want to go over there, it's obviously political. So I understand some of you won't, but that's where you're going to get raided to after this. And Gary, you going live soon? When's Gary going live? Probably soon. Well, I don't know. It's Thursday. All my days are fucked up, but whatever. I know everybody likes watching Gary. So
yeah,
if he's live, I'm sure you probably head there too. Steven Suarez for 10. Hey guys, if all goes well, I will be selfieing 3 celeb crushes next month. Sam Whitworth, 3rd time. Chad Michael Murray, a 2nd time. And Matt Lawrence, 1st time. Hope to meet Ryan someday. Well, hey, Steven Suarez, that's cool. That's cool. I hope to meet you too. Glosser for 2. Stream Ryan so I can bitch more about Black Snape. Hey, I bitched about him last night. And then Gary says, nope, video today. There you go. No stream from Gary, but a video. All right, guys. That's it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you later. Bye.